Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. A flag-raising ceremony marked the official opening of the new United States Embassy on Shirley Street on September 18, 2025. The $310 million six-year project introduces a new state-of-the-art diplomatic facility to the capital.
238 years ago, was the signing of the Constitution of the United States of America, when a group of delegates gathered in Philadelphia and produced a document, a Constitution, that would shape the course of that nation. That Constitution became a legal framework that, over time, stood as a symbol of democracy, of stability, and of a belief in the dignity of every individual. We live just beyond America's southern shore, and the story of the United States has always been closely intertwined with our own. So, for example, the majority of the signatures on the charter incorporating the city of Miami were Bahamians, and our diaspora has long been woven into the fabric of the American society. Families cross between our two nations, commerce and trade flow between our islands and your cities. Our young people, they grow up watching and learning and sharing. Through it all, there's always been a sense that America is a neighbor and a friend. That is why today carries such weight. The raising of the United States flag over this new embassy is a public reaffirmation of friendship. It tells the people of the Bahamas that the United States is here and will remain here as a partner, as a friend who stands with us in good times and, of course, in hard times. Our two nations have walked together for many decades. We have stood together after storms and disasters. We have worked together to keep our seas safe, to guard against crime, and to strengthen our borders. Our police, defense force, and law enforcement agencies work shoulder to shoulder with their American colleagues. These are partnerships that save lives and protect communities. For many Bahamians, especially those in uniform, this cooperation is a reality they live and practice every day. But our friendship extends beyond security. It is carried in the ties between our people. It is carried in the Bahamian student who studies at an American university, in the American family who comes to our islands and feels at home, in the businesses that bring our economies closer together, and in the everyday exchanges that remind us how much we share in common. Our friendship is also reflected in our values. The Bahamas and the United States are bound by a commitment to fairness, human rights, and the idea that every person deserves an opportunity.
With the goal of enhancing national education and preserving Bahamian history, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training formally distributed, towards a common loftier goal, a new history textbook to public school principals. The distribution took place at the ministry's headquarters on September 22nd, 2025.
The history, history curriculum, as you would have heard, had not been updated in over 40 years. Which is a mind-boggling thing to me, as a new and developing sovereign people who are breaking away from the vestiges of colonialism that it would have taken us from 1982 to now so long to be able to address this. And all through my journeys in the recent years, everyone's saying, what about the history, what about the history? And it just wasn't done. I want to thank our Assistant Director, Baker, who the team took the bull by the horns, and for the first time in 40 years, reformed the history curriculum. This was a major step in education in this country. history text, as you've heard, written by Bahamians, published by Bahamian publisher, etc., etc. This is very important because we have to cause for our young people to have a sense of understanding of where they have come from whence they have come. What our history is, the hard parts, the easy parts, the beautiful parts, the tragic parts. HMBS Flamingo, we lost 4 Defense Force officers in a newly formed Defense Force. It had just been formed in weeks. And 4 of our soldiers, mariners, were killed in the high seas. And we recognize, we hold them up every year. And the book talks about the Golden Girls. It talks about the Africa, because before slavery there was in Africa great, incredible history that we have somehow muted as if life began at a later stage. And so this gives a continuity of understanding of the journey of where we have come from and where we're going. That's more important than anything. Where are we going? That's why when I see our young people, not understanding the incredible wealth that God has given them, their abilities and talents and intellect and creative energies, and to just fritter it in some ways by some. We want our young people to stand tall and understand that they are kings and queens, princes and princesses, I'll say kings and queens, and that what you are capable of in this country is something that the world will stop. And our national anthem told us this, The national anthem understood what our population was in this country. They said, see how the world marks the manner of your bearing. They knew that not just we'd be a country, but we'd be a country to watch. We are a country to watch. And so I want to encourage our young people to be what you need to be. As much as you are and as huge as you are, you're not limited. You have incredible ability and talents and gifts. And we want you to develop them as part of an industrious undertaking in your human development. And so today is a big day because we're finally getting the books in the schools nationwide.
The Bahamas Fly Fishing Industry Association gathered stakeholders and industry professionals to celebrate pioneers and chart the course for the future of the sector in the 2025 Fly Fishing Industry and Guide Conclave. The 4-day event under the theme Guardians of Our Environment officially opened at the Courtyard Marriott on September 17th, 2025. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, praised the pioneers of the Bahamas fly fishing industry as living legends whose grit, passion, and resilience led the foundation for today's guides. He said their work not only built the industry, but continues to inspire its future success, embodying the conclave's theme, Guardians of the Environment. More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in conjunction with the Public Hospitals Authority and the Pan American Health Organization, officially launched the National Rehabilitation and Assistive Technology Strategic Plan at Baha Mar Convention Center on September 19, 2025. The event, held during Rehab Week 2025, recognizes the crucial role of rehabilitation professionals across the Bahamas.
I'm pleased with the work that has been accomplished, and I look forward for the implementation of the plan from 2025, and it's a 5-year plan. We've had a lot of discussions about the plan, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to implement it in a systematic fashion, a cost-effective fashion, fashion, and to be able to make important improvements both in the short, medium, and long term. The reason why that's important is because this administration made a commitment to the Bahamian people that we will take the necessary steps to move towards the implementation of universal healthcare coverage in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. In 2016, we laid a piece of legislation in the House of Assembly with the launch of universal primary healthcare. And a month and a half ago, I laid a piece of legislation that repealed the 2016 Act and replaced it with a new, functioning, robust piece of legislation, which is the NHI 2025 bill. This bill is about to be enacted and being brought into force in stages. The reason why that's important and this work is important is because I'm bringing all the pieces together, which is a process for the transformation of healthcare service deliveries across the country. When we look at universal healthcare coverage, we must always remember that universal healthcare coverage without quality is useless. See, it's easy to talk about universal healthcare coverage. You have universal healthcare coverage and you can't provide the services effectively. You can't provide the service with compassion and dignity. And you cannot have a consistent product that is reflected from one island across the country. So this move towards universal healthcare coverage are in stages, and there are many components that need to come together in order for the Bahamas to accomplish this essential milestone that would ensure that healthcare delivery system is just as important as utilities, as water and light. It is an essential part of our existence. And I'm pleased to say, in the Caribbean, despite the challenges we face in our country, we are trailblazing in this area.
And now it's time to take a look up north with Andrew Coakley of our Northern Service.
A pilot program being launched here in Grand Bahama can revolutionize the way farming is done throughout the entire country. The Ministry for Grand Bahama is fulfilling its mandate of agricultural development on the island with the launch of an agri-tech initiative, which will help to shape the future of farming through technology. The Agri-Tech Initiative, which is being held in collaboration with the Bahamas Agricultural Marine Science Institute, or BAMSI, BTVI, and Demetra, a global agri-tech company, is seeking 20 interested Bahamians between the ages of 17 and 25 and will provide specialized software development training to support agricultural development using the power of technology. The announcement of the Agri-Tech Initiative was made during a press conference in the Collab Unit of the Ministry for Grand Bahama on Friday, September 19, 2025. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ygia Moxie, said that it was important to launch this pilot program here in Grand Bahama.
As you are all aware, the government of the Bahamas established Innovate 242 to establish the Bahamas as the center of innovation for the Caribbean and for Grand Bahama Island to become the center for sustainability. And from that, we are working on a number of initiatives. And the Agri-Tech initiative is one that we have partnered with Demetra, and you'll learn more about them, Demetra, BTVI, and BAMSI, to introduce this initiative for young people throughout Grand Bahama Island. There's a stipend involved with it. It's a 52-week program where they will learn this Agri-Tech platform, and be able to utilize it throughout our communities.
Demetra Incorporated is a global agri-tech company with a mission to help smallholders farmers across the world. Demetra works with governments, government agencies, NGOs, and for-profit organizations. John Trask, CEO of Demetra Incorporated, says the company is proud to be participating in this initiative in Grand Bahama.
And we're here proud to be participating in this great ag tech initiative that's going on here on Grand Bahama. I've been a resident here since last year and very excited to live on the island. We run an agri-tech company around the world operating in almost 30 countries. We support approximately 9 million farmers with our initiatives around the world, and are working in many other countries like big ag countries, Brazil and Indonesia and Kenya, and are happy to be starting work here in the Bahamas. So globally, we have hundreds of people in our company, and when we move into a nation, we work with usually the local government, with cooperatives, and with the food companies. So we work with the biggest food companies in the world. A lot of the crops we work on right now are like coffee, cocoa, avocado, and so on, but we work with 60 different crops around the world. Part of the initiative is how do you train the youth in order to be able to develop technology to support the world and support their own nation. Mm-hmm. We have an application that is an Android application that's used, like I said, by almost 9 million farmers in the world. And we're always building onto that application. Now that I've relocated here, I think it would be great to have technology people around me to build a technology center here where we can have many developers who develop with AI, they develop web applications and mobile applications to help farmers around the world. We do work with the United Nations. The United Nations uses our apps for their projects around the world. We do work with Ygia, which is the Agency for Agriculture throughout all of the Americas. And actually the Minister of Agriculture here is on the board of Ygia, as the board of Ygia is made up of the Minister of Agriculture of all 35 countries in the Americas. And so it's really a great opportunity to work and bring some of this technology. BTVI already teaches technology courses here, and there's little supplements we need to add to develop more programmers, develop more team members that can participate in developing these projects as time goes on.
Although the pilot program will be based in Grand Bahama, aspects of the program will be online, connecting Bahamian students with tech and agricultural experts around the world. Also, students participating in the program will get hands-on experience in farming through local farmers and farmers throughout the Family Islands. This is where BAMSI will play an important role. Othniel Pinder, General Manager of the Bahamas' branch of Demetra, explains how the program will work.
We realize also that in the Bahamas and many countries, Caribbean countries, that the youth of our nation are not involved in agriculture. And so we sought to find ways and means to get them involved in the agricultural industry, because we realize one of the things is we have to care about our food sustainability over the long haul. And so we believe that in getting them into the technology part of it, which is an important part of it, it would help the Bahamas as a whole to grow in this sector that is needed so much. And so we decided to put together this program to train young persons from age 18 to 25 in this technology, and they would learn a number of things as relate to agriculture and AI part of it. And it's exciting. I've seen it. I've seen what it can do. And so it's exciting. I believe that they will be excited. And as the minister said, that over this 52 weeks, they would also be able to have a stipend. And so they're not just educating themselves in technology, but they are also being paid. And the beautiful part of it, our CEO decided that 10 of them out of the 20 will be guaranteed employment once they meet that threshold of capability. And so that's another exciting, so it gives them an opportunity for employment, gainful employment in this sector. And so I'm excited about the program, and we look forward to the students on Grand Bahama and parents supporting those students and coming out and applying so that we can get the best of the best to start this program.
Minister Moxie sees this as an awesome opportunity for Bahamian youth. The program, she says, falls in line with the goals of the Innovate 242 incubator, which is being constructed at the former Royal Palm Resort. She's thankful to all of the companies who have come on board to collaborate with this initiative.
I believe that this is such an awesome opportunity for our young people in the community. We didn't talk much about, I guess, where the actual, physical training will happen, and it's going to happen at BTVI, and it's also going to happen in this room right here, the collab room in the Ministry for Grand Bahama. But the ultimate goal and place is the new Innovate 242 incubator on at the former Royal Palm Resort. And as you know, we're developing the incubator, and it's going to have both our Creative Business Center and also be the Center for Sustainability. There, we will be able to have classes that are tech-focused, and it's also the place where the Young Innovators Club is going to reside. And so we really look forward to this program that's happening for our students to truly participate in it and recognize that, the government of the Bahamas truly support them in these types of endeavors. And of course, the Cabinet of the Bahamas would have had to approve this. And so I'm so excited that the pilot program, and the pilot program is happening here on Grand Bahama Island, involving 20 students that we are looking for originally. And that I'm sure it's going to grow. And as Demetra has indicated, they will be employing 10 of those top achievers directly with Demetra, which is an international company, and they will also be able to help to support the farmers here on Grand Bahama Island. So it is a big deal. It is an awesome opportunity. It is one that has a stipend involved. And so I'm looking forward to our students to become a part of it. Not just students, because it's from the age of 17 to 25. But we want some of our students to, who are also great in maths and English, right, to participate. I also look at it as BAMSI's footprint on Grand Bahama Island. In our Blueprint for Change, we did speak about the expansion of BAMSI on other islands of the Bahamas, and I believe that this is the beginning of it. So I know Dr. Ravina, she's not here today, but she's a big part of this initiative. And I thank my cabinet colleagues, also the Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Vanessa Martin, as well as the Honorable Jumo Campbell, who is the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, who have supported this initiative and supported the pilot project to be on Grand Bahama Island. So again, Demetra, thank you so much. BTVI, thank you for your engagement, and I know that it's going to bode well for the young people of Grand Bahama Island, and as well as agricultural development on Grand Bahama, because one of the missions or one of the mandates of the Ministry for Grand Bahama is agricultural development on Grand Bahama Island.
Through the use of smart technology like mobile apps, learning machines, and satellite imagery, students will gain hands-on experience on how innovation can transform agriculture around the world. For Your Government in Action, I'm Andrew Coakley.
Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture has increased the seed funding for New Providence Junkanoo groups. This announced during a press conference held at the ministry's headquarters on September 19, 2025. Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, announced allocations and confirmed that the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture will manage the Boxing Day and New Year's Day parades.
I am just happy to know and want the public to know that the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture is excited and in full gauge in our preparation and planning for the organization, execution, operation, and management of these parades throughout the length and breadth of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I got exciting news, so I don't want to waste time boring you. I will just get straight to the point. The governor of the Bahamas this year has agreed to the doubling of the prizes for this year's parade for the Boxing Day and New Year's parade. The governor of the Bahamas also wishes to advise that the seed funding for A groups has increased from $30,000 to $40,000. And the B groups from $15,000 to $20,000. We'd like to announce that the individual categories has been increased from $1,500 to $2,250. As today, presently, I'm advised that groups that are registered to participate in these parades, A category is 7 groups: Saxons, Roots, One Family, Genesis, Music Makers, the Valley Boys, and the Prodigal Sons. And I'm advised that there are other groups who expect to have late entry. For the B groups, it's Body of Christ, New Vikings, Colors Entertainment, Conquerors of Christ, the Original Congos, Fancy Dancers, Ultimate Force, Foundations, Immortals, Destiny Junkanoo Group, Z Bandits, and of course individuals. We have some 14 persons who would have registered thus far. And so I want the public to know, and the country at large to know, that we prepare, that these parades will be going on, and we expect exciting competition amongst the groups, and we look forward for the public support.
I'm Chris Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings, where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.